Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWit.
Hi.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about the daily routines and strategies that are going to make you successful in everything, not just land investing. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Luke H. asks, I've bought 8 properties and I have signed purchase agreements with 10 more from sellers calling every day.
You can't make this stuff up.
I love this. I'm starting to run out of money. I love that great.
Been there.
Yep. From the research I've done, doing deals without money requires one of the following. 1, buying on an option. From what I understand, the only way to do this with $0 is to find a company that will do a dual closing. I've been unsuccessful in doing this so far, but I'm still working on it. Number 2.
We will solve that problem for you within 60 days.
Yep.
Called Title Mind.
Yep. Number 2.
I'm happy to do your dual closing for you.
Number 2. It's like a class.
Mom has spoken.
Jeez. Jack, you in the back, sit down, please. I appreciate the comments, but save them for recess. All right. Where were we? Number 2. Does anyone else have a smart-ass comment there on it?
No. I gotta stop swearing on the show, Jill. You can't swear.
Sorry.
I'm serious.
Is that bad?
Yeah, we have a G rating in iTunes. The whole thing happens.
I didn't know that was bad. Okay, sorry. Anyway, number 2 is signing the contract. All the offers I send out have a clause in them allowing me to assign the contract, but I have not taken advantage of this yet. Can I advertise a property for sale with the intent of signing the contract I have on it without yet owning it?
Yes.
Number 3, finding an investor. Jack and Jill, as well as other land investors, talk about doing deals together. Does this entail some kind of written agreement? Is it typically one person doing the work and the other person putting the money down? And which of these 3 do you recommend? Are there any other options I'm unaware of?
No, this is incredibly well written, Luke Harris, and just, I mean, the level of intelligence that our group members have just is shocking, Jill, to me. The number 3 is my favorite.
Why does that surprise you?
I just think we have my point is in a real positive way. We just have a way for some reason of attracting really intelligent people and to be members of our group. So, and I'm proud of us.
It's very true.
Number 3 is my favorite, finding an investor. Landcrowdfund.com will be live here, within days. In fact, by the time this airs, it's probably done. The site's done. We're just putting the finishing content on it. And it's exactly what it says. You're going to post a property there. And the software is set up so that it's not a true crowdfund where everybody puts 20 cents in. At least yet, it's not. We're going to release it, so it's just, one person is going to approve the deal. And that's how it works. You're going to do all the work. You found the property. You're going to do the negotiation, the closing, and the sales piece, and all of it. And the person's going to front the money, and you're both going to own 50% of it. And that's not going to be an option when we release this. When we release the actual site, there's only going to be one way to do a deal. And I'll provide a suggested agreement and the whole thing. It's already all in there. So that's my favorite way, and here's why. Because the people who fund these things have been in your seat before, and they've succeeded. So they know what they're looking at. They know if you're posting a property and the acquisition price is $4,000, they know they love it at $4,000, or they hate it at $4,000, or they hate it at $6,000, but they love it at $4,000. If you know what I'm saying. So finding an investor and developing a long-term relationship with that person really makes a lot of sense to me. Options, they work. Jill and I have done lots of options over the years. They're not my favorite. Finding an investor who just is begging for more because they're constantly getting a tremendous return on their money is great. Here's the other thing. On the other side of the deal, Why is it good for the investor? It's actually better for the investor than you, but it's a way to get started for you. An investor, you can, as an investor, if you, let's say, dream with me for a second. Let's say you have $15 million, right? People who have $15 million and their house is paid for and the whole thing, I know a lot about this from personal experience. All they do really is sit around and say, I'm going to make 15 million, 30 million without any risk. I don't want to lose my 15 million. Or let's say I have 30 saved over here, so I'm going to play with 15. They love this kind of stuff because they can't wait to do these deals with you, right? They could do 80 deals in one day. All right. You can't do 80 deals in one day because you don't have time.
But they can.
But they can.
Yes, no, yes, yes, no. That's how they
right,
do
Joe.
it.
That's exactly right.
Done.
So we put the site together at the request, not of so much of from people like you, but money people. So if you ever watch Shark Tank, all they ever say is, well, I love the company, but it's not scalable. Next. Scalable. This is lending money. And this isn't even a lender situation. I can't stand lenders. That's not what this is. This is an investor situation. It's totally scalable. You could do 15,000 deals in like a month if you had the funds and a website to that you trusted.
Exactly.
So finding an investor is the way to go.
Love it.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on landinvestors.com. Today's topic, the daily routines and strategies it takes to be successful at this or really anything. I read a book a long time ago by Ross Perot. Not a fan of him politically at all. If you're my age, you remember he ran for president and lost. But that's not what he did originally. What he did to become a multi-billionaire is started a company called EDS, Electronic Data Systems, and its biggest customer was General Motors. Essentially what it did was it made General Motors computerized.
I didn't know all this. Thank you.
This is leading to a
history.
point.
This is history for me. Thank you. I'm like, wow, thanks, Jack.
And he did a whole chapter in his book, which I thought was funny, about organization and what it takes and why. And what he said was this, and it obviously stuck with me forever. Whatever your system is, have one. What I see, and then recently I read an article in Fast Company, and the title of the article was this: the number one reason companies fail. Guess what it is, Jill? Just guess.
They don't have a system?
They're not working on the right stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're spending all kinds of time designing a logo when they actually should be going out and getting customers.
Correct.
And getting customers is the first thing you should do. Forget about a logo or business cards or getting even a phone number.
Right.
You should have customers in the back of your head all the time. So here's my point. Whatever you do, have a system. Even if it's wrong in the beginning, have one. I'm going to use this show as an example, this podcast, and how we record it and why.
This is a good example. This is going to be a Dharma and Greg day, by the way, just so you know, because when I tell you my notes about this, it's going to be very different.
Okay,
so,
good.
No, keep going.
So, this is how we record the show. We have, it's all in-house. We don't sub anything out any longer. The script gets written. I usually write the script. We're probably months ahead. I'm constantly months ahead in writing the script. And then somebody pulls questions from land investors and puts it in. One of Jill's people populates the script itself with the questions that we read in the beginning, and then we record it. We record it. We record all 5 shows on Thursday morning at 8:00 in the morning. Hell or high water. I swore. Sorry. G- rating. PG rating on iTunes. Heck or high water. No, I don't care if we're in a hotel room, on the back of a boat, in an RV, or on an airplane. We are set up. I have a backpack, and it's all battery powered, and we can do 5 shows and send the shows off to get produced. One of my people produces them. Thank you, Pavan. So that's what happens. We have a system, and that's why, because people are constantly saying, how do you guys do 1 show a day? We don't. We spend 2 hours a week, really, all in recording and producing this whole show. And I used to do all this stuff myself when we started the show. It probably sounded like it too.
Yeah.
So you have to have a system. I mean, Jill is famous for calendars. She loves calendars. I'm not a calendar person. I'm a spreadsheet person. But I'll tell you, at 8 o'clock on Thursday, everybody's sitting down ready to go. What I've seen people do that fail at a lot of things, I see this typical personality trait where they get up in the morning and they start to have feelings. Oh, I don't feel good today. Oh, I feel great today. I'm going to get a lot of stuff done. Oh, it's raining outside. I don't feel that good. Oh, I'm going to go to the beach today. Let me tell you something. That is the single fastest way to fail at whatever you're trying to succeed at. Or maybe if you're that kind of person, you don't want to have any goals anyway.
That is your routine.
Tony Robbins said the single reason people can't get anything done, the one thing that's standing in your way, and he's Mr. Motivation. He said it's one word: emotion. So if you have emotions and feelings about stuff, you're going to fail.
Oh, Jack.
All right, Jill, now you go.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. Well, that's it. What the heck is that?
I knew you'd have
Oh,
something to say about that.
my goodness. I can't believe you just said that. If you have emotions and feelings about your family, you're going to fail. No, just kidding. Jack. Oh, my gosh. No, okay. While I agree, and I have to have a calendar. You know, it's funny. I used to walk around like that. That's what's kind of funny is Jack's poking a little fun at me.
I really am.
So that's where that came from. It's all pointed at me because Jack, you say, what do you mean?
It's just your turn. Tomorrow, next show will be my turn.
You wake up and you just decide, I'm not doing that today, or today I'm going to start X. So now, here's my point with all this. You can still have a version of that, but you also have to get all your important stuff done too. So if you have a schedule, like here's my thing, and actually I'm doing this today with my team. We are actually sitting down. I told everybody we're having a meeting this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And I want them all to have their daily, weekly, monthly calendars filled out.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Jill.
Thank you. This is what I'm meeting today. Thank you. To do, because A, I need to assess how they're spending their time.
So they're accountable.
B, I need to make sure it's spread out comfortable. C, so they're accountable. And D, because I'm going to give them more projects.
Jill and I have separate offices and separate buildings and separate zip codes.
That's true. That's all true.
Which is a different topic, but
Right.
it's important for Jill and I not to work together too much.
Exactly.
For a lot of reasons. Because every time I walk into Jill's office, they all stop partying and they say, "Well, stop! He's here. He's here.
Right.
Go back to work." Just a big party over there.
No.
Yeah, you guys get your stuff done.
Well, that's the thing. You have to have a both. You have to have here's my thing, and then I'm just going to parlay into my other points. You have to have a healthy balance, I think, but there's too much going on. If you don't have a system and you don't use your time wisely, you will fail. And one of the things I teach my staff is little things like, remember you and I used to have, Jack, a deal like days, we still do this, where we review all the transactions at one time. I'm not going to review every transaction as it comes in. That is a complete waste of time. Save them all, put them in a spreadsheet, sit down, spend one afternoon, 2 hours. It's on the calendar. Review all the acquisitions at that time. Decide what you're going to buy, what you're not going to buy, and then it goes to the next phase is whatever your time is that you are going to reach out to everybody and set up the transactions.
Right.
However you do it. And then you take it even down to the point where with my team, I have told them, do not be a slave to your email. You'll never get anything done. If you have your email alerts popping up throughout the day and you stop whatever you're working on every single time a new email comes in, you won't get anything done. I want you to have set times to check your voicemail. I want you to have set times to check your email. Don't be, and we have Q&A places for customers and all kinds of stuff. Don't be a slave to any one of them. Put it into a system, because that way you can have your focused time. Now, when you have your focused time, you have 2 hours during the day. That is your project, whatever it is time. That's your time that I don't care what you're doing. What if you're working on writing a blog? What if you're working on writing a book? What if you're working on dreaming up a way to come up with new, your buyer's list? Or you're dreaming up an interesting way to market your property, or whatever it is, or you want to make your videos better, showcasing your property. Set aside that chunk of time, and then you really can devote all your energy to that time. And that is the way that you set up these routines and strategies, and you will be successful. So I'm not going to get real detailed with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday, but you should be doing that kind of stuff. That's what we do. There's daily stuff, there's weekly stuff, there's monthly stuff. Now, all of that aside from this, I want to circle back around to something that is near and dear to me, and I
pretty much want to rip your clothes off right now.
because I'm so bored. Well, I'm going to change it all here in just a second. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the things the notes that I wrote before the show that I also want to include are, number one, you have to take care of your mental well-being. So before even your workday starts, please put your workout in there. I don't know, please put your yoga time in there. If you meditate, put that in there. I love all that stuff. Jack has a way of getting up, and Jack has his own version of this. Jack's way is, and everybody in the house knows this, please don't talk to Dad. Seriously, too early in the morning, and I know this, don't talk about business too early in the morning. Let that guy get up and have a cup of coffee and have his head to himself and just have a few minutes to sit down. Jack really is, he's a very quiet person in the morning. He needs to get up quietly, no talking, make his way to his coffee, and I can tell he's kind of thinking, and he's just thinking about his day, and he's organizing his thoughts.
I'm going to buy you a diamond ring.
Aww.
That's what I think about all this right now.
Thank you very much. And that's Jack's mental well-being time, and I respect that. Me personally, I wake up like, oh, I'm like a puppy. I'm like, oh, great, now we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And I could run around and doing that all morning, and that's going on in my head, and I'm holding back because I don't want to mess with his morning.
You shouldn't hold back. You should go do that.
Well, no, but I don't need to do it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Or on you or with
Right.
you. You know what I mean?
On me.
I don't need to run all my ideas over by you. So, yeah. So, I don't need to, what I was going, like, I don't need to verbally throw up on you in the morning. Then I won't. So, this is not about a tennis bracelet moment, but this is funny how it's turning into that. So anyway, all right. So I want you to wake up and do whatever it is to you, for you, and have your mental well-being. And if you have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and work out because that really makes you happy and gets you going, do it. All right. Number 2, your family well-being. So I wake up, I have my own mental thing going on. Number 2, I'm thinking about my family, and that's Jack, and that's why I'm like, hold back, let him have his time, let him have his coffee, and then when the time is right, we can talk about X.
Then jump on him.
Yeah.
That's what she means.
Exactly. No. You know what, I do preface things a lot. I'm like, can we talk about this now? You know what? And that's a very healthy way to do things for everyone in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with saying.
This became a relationship thing now. But that's okay.
With your business partner, can we discuss this now?
Yeah, we're business partners.
Well, I'm just saying for whatever it is to you. And then, so mental well-being of you, mental well-being of your family, and then number 3 of your job, and then that's it.
Do the same stuff every single day. You know, that's how that's the first rule of social media advertising is do 10 or 15 little tiny inexpensive, ad campaigns. Invariably, 3 or 4 or 5 of them are going to be fantastic and dump the other ones. So do the same stuff. Try a lot of stuff.
It's true.
Constantly change, but execute it all the same way every single, all day. Here's the truth. I mean, I have alarms set in my phone constantly. I have constant alarms that go off that say, all right, you spent too much time on that. Now move on to this. I recently read an article and I'm going to write, the concept made it into my book. And the title of the article is, your email is not your to-do list. Get control of, that's the name of the article. Get control over that. Seriously, get all the noise in your life, get it out of there. 90% of the stuff, especially if you have a bunch of employees like us, when they ask questions, if you let 2 hours go by or an hour go by before you answer it, 9 times out of 10, this is a real stat. They solve it by themselves without your help.
I watch you do that to me.
Kids. Same thing with kids. What?
I watch you do that to me. I know you've done that to me. You're like, well, he's like, yeah, I'm not even going to go there. And I'm like, it's so
When Jill
funny.
and I first started working together on Land Academy, not with the dirt, not with land and houses and stuff. There's so much more intense IT that goes on with Land Academy than ever did with land or flipping houses.
Right.
And so I used to joke about it because she would email me or send me a text and say, my email's not working. My monitor doesn't work. Really?
Never mind. I didn't say the monitor. Oh, that's not funny. That wasn't me.
I can't get into the website.
You know what, though? I do have to say, we've come a long way, baby.
We have.
Oh, my gosh.
Now we have an IT staff.
Well, not only
awesome.
that, I know way more than I ever intended or needed to know about IT and tech and solving these problems. Heck, I'm recording things in Audition on my own for our company voicemails.
I'm proud of you.
Well, I can't believe I'm doing this. It's hilarious.
Anyway, the takeaway from this show is have a schedule and stick to it and change it as it's needed. Don't walk around and just have a feeling.
And don't be a slave to everybody else. You
That's
are in
right.
control.
That's right, Joe.
Not them. Even your
Well said.
customers. Let them know I will get back to you in a timely
Well
manner
said.
and do that.
And
Follow
if you call
through.
me again,
They say follow through and let them know. There's nothing wrong with saying I answer all these questions every Tuesday between 2 and 4 is when we do these, and you'll get a call after that. There's nothing wrong with that.
join us in the next episode where we discuss how to overcome bad situations by Jill. I will silently and quietly listen like you, just like you, listener.
Thank you. And we're going to answer Kristen P's question about mailers sent out that hit after Hurricane Harvey. And now we have Irma. So what do I do
Right.
about those?
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. Everybody knows the secret now. We're just going to record it right after this.
Which
We're
one?
not really going to record it tomorrow.
Oh.
We're going to record the show. How to overcome bad situations about 13 seconds from now.
That's okay. That's all good. We still have enough to talk about. So, good job. Hey, you like our show? Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes or wherever you are listening.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property and stay organized.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We're the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.